This episode of Nerds Gone Rogue is brought to you by Killers. All John ever wanted was to be normal, but the grisly murder of his parents when he was just a child left something terrible brewing inside him. John was a killer, a fact he'd accepted as he now lived on the streets, looking for a place he belonged in this world. On a night that seemed like fate, while on a train heading west, a stranger intervenes as John is on the verge of his most recent crime. His name is Professor James Conrad, and he asks John to come live with him and a group of young serial killers he has taken under his wing. Together they search for a purpose in their murderous ways. It isn't long after a new sadistic serial killer begins to terrorize Seattle, and throwing a wrench into all they are trying to accomplish. Time seems to be running out for the group to find the answers they are searching for. Where will they go? What is their purpose? And with the killing closing in, who will survive the night? Written by C. Benjamin Doyle, Killers is available now on Amazon and Amazon Kindle. Get your copy today. What's up, nerds? Welcome to Nintendo Power Block for May 18th, 2018. Number 107. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Derrigan. Alongside me, as always, is that retro code, Edward Varnell.
Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition! Yes!
I know, I got that Amazon notification this morning that it'll be here Friday by 8 p.m. So I'm like, woohoo! Yes!
Dude, it's literally about to get crazy. Definitely for like Nintendo owners, you know.
I know. Let's talk about May for a second, and just like about how crazy. Like, okay, so yeah, May kicked off with Donkey Kong, right? And
yes.
And now let me get to the. I have a calendar of games that like I'm interested in and would like to purchase across all platforms. But like 90% of them are Switch games. So let's look at this. So, you know, Donkey Kong was on the 4th, and now, you know, Hyrule Warriors is, well, today when you were listening to this, Mega Man Legacy Collection 1 and 2 are on Tuesday, N++ is on Thursday, and then the 30th is Street Fighter, the 30th Anniversary Collection. And then in June, on the 5th, is Shaq Fu, which nobody really cares about, but if you bought NBA Playgrounds, you're getting for free. So, yeah. Sushi Strikers is on the 8th. Mario Tennis is on the 22nd. Crash and Wolfenstein are on the 29th. And then July doesn't slow down at all. The 13th is Captain Toad and Octopath Traveler, and then the 24th is Mega Man X Collection 1 and 2.
And then jumping to August, Okami HD Dead Cells.
Yeah. Like, when is Okami HD coming out? The 9th?
They say that it's the 9th. Cause it's weird because they said it's the 9th in Japan, but I guess that might be worldwide now.
Yeah.
And that is literally crazy. And I think that's why I've been like, okay, Nintendo got the summer on lock.
And then Dead Cells is what, the 25th or something?
Yes.
It disappeared.
Keep going.
So like, yeah, man, there's so much going on in May that it's just like, oh my gosh, I'm crying because, well, I need like a third job to manage my Switch collection, and it's just like, nope, not today. Like, not today. So
I'm working on the job situation, so you know. Yeah. Send thoughts and prayers, because if it happens, I'll be like, yes. And it's so funny because if I get the job at the place, I could go to another right next to it when I leave. I'm like, oh, I can stop in the store and get my games and then come home. So, yeah, it is literally bunkers. And Ikaruga comes out too, also on the 29th. He cannot wait.
And then like, even and we're gonna get into it a little bit. If you saw that post I posted in the Facebook group, and it's like, if even a third of those are real, like, oh my gosh, this fall and winter are just gonna be crazy. Like the only two games I'm getting on other platforms would be Tomb Raider. And
it's me saying here,
and like I'll get the Destiny expansion naturally.
I mean, I'll get Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, I forgot Spider-Man's coming, but that's more of like for me, Spider-Man is more of like I'll wait and see what kind of gift cards I get for my birthday and Christmas. Just because like, yeah, I like superhero stuff, but I'm not like a huge Spider-Man guy. And not to say that the game looks bad or anything. I think it looks great, but especially because like Sunset Overdrive was so good and it's Insomniac doing it, but that's a wait game for me. That's just like you know what? There's too many other things to play, and especially if like, so and to tease my theory a little bit, which we'll get into, September, I think September, October, November, December is going to be Smash, Fire Emblem, 2 versions of Pokemon, and then Pikmin in some sort of order. But man, and then Animal Crossing in there somewhere, probably.
And then more indies from the Nintendo Direct.
And then that Shovel Knight collector or physical copies coming
it
at
has
some point.
to.
God,
it has to.
Dude, that's come on, Yacht Club. Come on, give it to me. Give it to me.
Like the perfect time to me personally, the perfect time to drop that game would be in October. I mean, and I don't care about Red Dead, and I don't care about the Call of Duty.
That game
it's for those players.
That game serves such a Shovel Knight serves such a different audience than those games
right.
do. Like, I think, it's more likely that Red Dead and Call of Duty will compete with each other, just because they're kind of on that same level of quote unquote mature gaming where you kind of shoot stuff and people want to explore the worlds and now that the Call of Duty reveal happened today and that Battle Royale mode seems kind of cool actually, but like Shovel Knight is on such a different level and such a different framework than those games that it's like it's the same thing that happened with Mario Odyssey with Wolfenstein and Assassin's Creed last year, where I feel like Wolfenstein and Assassin's Creed were competing directly, and then Mario was just on its own playing field, so
pretty much, yeah. And I just feel like give us a reversible cover, still give us a digital soundtrack for people who didn't buy the game.
Oh my
give
gosh,
us a cartridge.
If they gave us a soundtrack, I would man.
I mean, it just literally makes sense because the new soundtrack will have the music from the DLC, all the DLC, and from the new content, the King of Cards.
Yeah,
and maybe some of my release tracks. I'll be up for that. A 2 disc and do some like a second disc is full of remixes.
You know what I would what I would like to see from them. Like a really, really awesome special, and I know it won't happen because they're such a small studio and that takes so much money and resources to do. But almost like I would like to see remember that statue that came with the Sonic Mania Collector's Edition?
Yeah.
I would love to see like a Shovel Knight one like that, but standing on Shield Knight's shield and him just standing on it with the shovel. Or like doing the downward motion on the shovel, or him just standing there, and then have like an art book, and it would have like all the cut knights out of it. Because know they have concept art for more than the 8 knights are in the game, or 10 or whatever. There's probably 30 or 40 knights that they just cut because they were dumb.
I would say, and this might seem high, I would say $200. You get that. You get the game, the art book, 200. Soundtrack.
200. I think that would be like 60. I think the game alone would be 40, and then like they would have like an edition that would just have the art book, which would be 60, and then they would have like the statue edition, which would be between 80 and 100.
Oh, for the collection. Oh, I was just thinking 200 because of all of that being packed in. And for them being small or doing something with Fan Gamer or something to get all of that. I mean, it sounds expensive, but I'm just like, if they're going to have all that detail stuff and probably pack in the amiibo for it, because it'll probably be like a limited edition. Like you have to pre-order something straight from Yacht Club, not GameStop or anything. I think they would probably charge 200 because they're probably going to be doing most of the work stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, man, yeah, I don't know. I would like another physical edition of Shovel Knight at some point. Like I know I already have the Wii U one and the 3DS one, but like just at some point that would be super nice to have. Just
Yacht
like,
Club,
ugh,
Yacht Club would know they're going to make more money.
yeah.
Because people are going to buy it. They are watching the community to be like, I wish this game got a limited run. And when they see how limited run games are selling out with their stuff, it would be crazy for them not to do it.
Mm-hmm. Look, I've already gotten 3 of the 6 indie games that I want as physical editions. Like, Axiom Verge, Shantae is coming out in a physical edition in at the end of this month, right? Or is it out already?
It's out already. I just haven't just seen it yet.
And what was the other one? SteamWorld Dig 2 is getting a physical edition. Now we just need Hyperlight Drifter, N++, and Shovel Knight.
Yeah.
And I will be complete. That's all I need. That's all I need.
N++ would have to get physical. That would have to get physical. I'm like, come on now. It shouldn't take too much data to fill a cartridge up on N++ on cartridge.
I agree. It just depends on how much that studio wants to spend on the cartridges, So
money that they're gonna get back.
Oh my gosh, dude, N++. I can't wait. I cannot wait for that game.
When that game came out on DS, it was $19.99.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure the digital edition will be $19.99, and then if they ever did a physical, it'd be $29.99. Because SteamWorld Dig 2 is only $29.99, which surprised me. That physical edition, $19.99, that surprised the crap out of me. So, but let's talk about some things, Ed. What have you been playing?
For Xbox, I've been playing Naruto Shippuden. Finished up Gears 2 and started up Gears 3. I'm holding on Gears 1 because I'll be playing with Boss Man soon.
You're playing Gears 3 and you're not going to wait for me? Oh, it's the best one.
Well, Gears 3, you said because we're playing Gears 1.
I know, but
I
we
do.
need I tell you? We need another game after that.
Well, only reason why I was playing Gears 3, I probably won't follow through on it, was because Vanquish was downloading, and then I couldn't play Vanquish.
Fair.
So, and plus I was like still on the ship, so I hadn't really like.
Oh, that's like literally like the first 20 minutes of the game.
Exactly. Like I haven't shot nobody. I just got to the part where she announced that Prescott is back back looking for Orlando. So I haven't did anything in that game. So
I love that game, man. I love Gears of War so much. Like I hope we find out something about Gears 5 at E3 because, man, I need it. Look, I was listening to a podcast today, right? And they were talking about PlayStation, and like the topic of the show was PlayStation, right?
Yes.
I mean, they talk about different things all the time. Like they had an episode of Ninja Turtles on G.I. Joe on NES and SNES, and then like they made a top 25 list of Super Nintendo games, like stuff like that. But it's not always about video games. But like the topic of this show was PlayStation, specifically the original PlayStation, and they got off on a tangent, kind of like, I think they were talking about Parasite Eve, which is a great game, by the way. If nobody's ever played it, you should find a way to play that game. It's great. If you have a PS3 lying around or a PSP or something, download it. It's a fantastic survival horror game with RPG elements. It's really a cool game. Both of them are really cool, actually, and that like. Physical copy is really hard to come by, so I recommend just downloading it. But I actually have a physical copy of both games. But
nice.
I don't know how I came by them, but I have them and the guides to both of them. So, but anyway, like they were talking about like third person action games, and then they were talking about Gears of War for a little bit, for probably about 5 minutes. I'm like, and while they're talking about Gears of War, I'm like, man. Oh, they were talking about PlayStation games that built off like the first game, and they were talking about games that would benefit from just kind of staying the same with incremental upgrades, and then games that like really blew their sequels out of the water. So they were talking about Parasite Eve and Parasite Eve 2, the NES Castlevania versus Symphony of the Night, and then somehow they got on the track of talking about Gears and how like that game is so quality that like there's really little need for like big upgrades to that game because that game is already so good. And then they started talking about Xbox for a while and how like Gears and Forza and Halo to an extent were so good from the beginning that like that's like part of their downfall right now is because they were so good to begin with that it's so hard to like refine something that's already so good, you know? And so, yeah, and it just got me thinking about Gears and, like, those games are so good. And even replaying one and, like, yeah, there's quality of life improvements, like when you're down, you can crawl behind cover or, like, you know, chainsawing somebody from behind. Like, there's small, like, quality of life changes, but, like, overall, Gears 1 is still a solid game. And it just got me thinking, like, man, I really want Gears 5 at E3, like, announced in, like, a trailer and something. And 4-player co-op, please, so we can all play it for squad goals. Please. Please.
Well, we'll talk more about that on AX, because I think we're going to have another E3 discussion. And I kind of wrote on Twitter. Actually, a lot of people at the time of this recording on Thursday really brought a lot of positive things to Microsoft about making this controller accessible for disabled players. Mm-hmm. Just across the board, Microsoft has been getting praise from people who think it's fair to them, and a lot of people are hoping that Nintendo and Sony will try it. And Nintendo probably not, but the quality of life thing they were trying to get off the ground, and maybe sometime they will. So who knows what happened with those in the future? But yeah, Microsoft was getting a lot of praise, and still are. But anyway, yeah, Gears.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Gears 3 is good. I think I love Gears 4. I love Gears 3. Gears 1 is fun. I think 2 is the least favorite of mine.
I think 2 has the best story, but it's like the least compelling. Now that like, well, besides Judgment is just like, look, Judgment is a fun twist on the Gears experience. That's just like, okay, that was cute to try something different, but let's get back to Gears, and that's what 4 was, you know?
Yeah.
Oh man, Judgment was like the best thing about Judgment, right? And God, I know this is Nintendo podcast. I'm sorry, everybody, but I mean, we run both teams, Ed and I, so like here on NGR, so like just bear with us.
Pretty much, yeah.
But like the best thing about Gears Judgment was like you could carry the sawed-off shotgun with the boom shield, and you could just like train wreck through people because you would put the shield down to roadie run. And then you would just pop the shield back up with the sawed-off shotgun and just, like, annihilate people. Oh, so good.
That's the one Gears I need to finish.
We should play through it for squad goals.
All right. I have it on my. I probably got to just install it on my system.
Okay. Because we should play it and actually talk because like now that we're playing Gears 1, it's a short game. It's only about 6 hours long. Mm-hmm. Like we could probably blow through it in like 4 episodes for squad goals. But like I think they did really cool things with it in terms of like just how fast paced and arcadey it feels compared to the cover based slow methodical approach to Gears usually has. And it's just like they want you to go full force, and like it's fun for a playthrough. Like it's not a game you want to keep playing, but like it's fun for a playthrough.
Yeah. Yeah. Gears 2 has a laughable story. Like, all of it is stupid. The Dom part and his wife is stupid.
No, I think that, dude, that's
That
so
part
no,
was
no.
stupid.
You're stupid. You're
I
fired. Go away.
literally laughed.
One man show for the rest of the show. You're fired.
Then should I look? Should I see you tomorrow night and
I know.
Saturday morning?
No, I'll see you tonight at 9:30 when we finish our squad goals for Gears.
Right.
Oh.
But back to what I've been playing.
And Ed broke himself. Good times. Ed's laughing so hard that he broke himself.
Yeah.
Ed, you're broken.
I'm broken.
Yeah. Nope, you're back. You're back. Hi. Sort of.
Play some more badminton.
Nope. Broken. Broken.
What happened? Hi.
Yeah. Anyways. Back to what you've been playing.
Like you froze. God of War and Batman Telltale I've been playing on PS4. For Switch I haven't played anything because I've been working on stuff for other systems for particular reasons. But I did pick up some games. I picked up Fox and Friends.
What is that?
Fox and Friends. It's a.
Is it that new Star Fox racing game by Retro Studios?
No. And we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, we are.
Are going to talk about that. I have thoughts and opinions.
So do I. I can't wait. That's the most exciting news about Star Fox since Star Fox Assault for GameCube.
Literally everybody. I was telling Corey, I'm like, we need to have a mini blog. We need to have some kind of discussion because I have thoughts. We never did get to have it because I was about to set up and be like, get online because we're going to argue. We're still gonna be the best of friends, like you are my brother always, but we're gonna have different thoughts.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it later, but there's some new information about that game that I think will maybe entice you to play some more. But anyways, continue.
So, I got Framed, Fox and Friends or Fox and Tree or something like that. It's like a 2D action platformer RPG. It just came out. It got a good reviews on the store, so it got like an 8. Picked up like Ice Cream Savior or something. It's a shoot 'em up game. It's a weird shoot 'em up game. It was only $8, so I took it. Frame right now.
You know what else is $8? A real gallon of ice cream.
Depending on which brand you get.
Fair.
Because if you go to the grocery store, you can get Eevee's like 2 for $3. This big 16 kind.
Yeah. Fair.
So, but yeah, dude, I spent like about I think like $40-50 on eShop games today.
Nice.
I haven't started them yet, but I will be getting into like I said, I will be getting into a lot of Switch games and stuff. It's just that I'm trying to finish a lot of stuff for other reasons on my other systems. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been playing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I've tried to play stuff. I did the Donkey Kong update in my Switch. That was about all the games I played since we recorded last. Like I was telling you earlier, we've been finishing the baby room. Sana's been doing a lot of work. I moved a dresser that is freshly painted into there and moved the crib and the changing table, and we're putting up these like stuffed animal nets this weekend for all the stuffed animals that are laying around. And so like we've been working on the baby room and getting stuff cleared out because it's only like due date wise it's 2 months away, but like I just have this feeling that she's coming early. Like like there's not approximately 9 weeks and 2 months. I feel like she's coming in 6. Like I just have this feeling that she's coming within 6 or 7 weeks, and it's just like it's crunch time, man. We gotta we gotta get all this stuff. Sana put together we have a Finding Nemo bouncer.
Yeah.
And it's together, and we got to put together the stroller and a bunch of other things. So like, whew, it's no longer slow and steady, man. We're in crunch mode now. So we've been doing that, and then in the time that we haven't been doing baby stuff, I've been redoing the website. So I'm trying. You know, it's gonna take probably about 2 or 3 weeks to get all of our content backlogged onto there, but I don't know. I hope it looks good. I hope people go to ngrradio.com and check it out and check out the new work that I've been doing. It's been a lot of work, but it's been good. You know, I've been putting the logos of the shows of what the shows are, and not just like a random thumbnail there, and like
yes,
made new, easier to navigate menus for people, and yeah, I'm proud of it. I think it looks okay, but like I mean you never really know until people start telling you. So but yeah, I've been putting a lot of work into it. It's like I said, it's going to be about 2 or 3 weeks before I get everything backlogged onto there. All the current content that's coming out will be up there automatically. It's just sometimes if you follow us on Twitter or anything, you'll see like random back episodes up there, and it's just because I'm loading them up onto the website.
Yeah.
Because I have it to where the website just shares everything to Facebook and Twitter, so automatically. So, but like I said, starting next week, you'll see all of our content already our future content, our current content, I should say, will be uploaded and scheduled out and everything. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I don't know, Ed. Do you like it? Do you think it looks okay?
I'm loving it. I just like, yes, this looks so good. Yes, I am. I'm enjoying it. I love it.
Okay. So, I mean, I was a little worried, but I don't know.
You know that. I think I don't know if we ever talked about this, and I know we gotta get onto the news and stuff. It's when people ask me for critiques, they fear me because they think I'm gonna be too hard, and sometimes I'm like, if I am something hard, it's because I know that I could bring the best out of you.
Right. Well, like, I mean, that's the thing too. Is like, you know, you and I are pretty creative people, I think, and like I'm not trying to like brag or anything, but like I feel like you and I are relatively creative and try to be as creative as possible, and like
yes.
we will not stop until something is perfect. You know, and you know, sometimes we mess up. Like a couple episodes ago, Jeff brought it to my attention that there was some audio missing from our show. And like, yeah, we missed the show, and I mean the show went up and there was probably about 20 minutes of audio, but you know, by the way, that episode was the announcement of Nintendo's new president, so
oh wow,
I don't know, maybe we'll do a mini episode to catch that up, but I don't know. I feel like that news is passed already and we're on to the next thing because E3 is literally 3 weeks away, and it's just like, so well,
yeah.
4 weeks ish. So
yeah, it's getting close to 3 because yeah, I gotta, at the time of this recording, I gotta record optionals E3 ideas, and then I gotta go back through all 3 of our main shows, and kind of get everybody's thoughts on what's going to happen to see, because I think NGP done theirs, AX we did ours,
yeah,
and we did Power Blocks last week.
Yeah,
so.
and Nerds Gone Rogues is going up on Monday, so we did our E3 predictions on our last recording.
Okay.
So, I mean, I feel like the last like on Monday, like I had to change a few things around because some of the stuff was leaked. Like I was like, you know what if Retro is working on Star Fox? And then literally like the next day, it's like, rumor has it that Retro's working on a Star Fox racing game. I'm like, dang it. Dang it. Can't say that.
I love how you just flooded everything when you just like, I might take this with a grain of salt. And I'm like, I'm taking this with a river of salt. And you just like, Eddie's being a salty person. Salt.
I know.
I was just like,
that was funny.
Exactly. I was just like, Power Block, Thursday, meet me.
Oh, man. I'm trying to find that chat because it was so funny. It was so funny. But it was, I was like, what is this big mess? And I was like, oh, yeah, that's the squad goals calendar for the rest of the year. Is it sad that it's May and I have squad goals scheduled for the rest of the year?
Exactly. It didn't happen that year. It's just like nothing. It's the days, but it's nothing.
Oh, man. I think Jesse and I are going to have to try that Call of Duty Battle Royale mode. I was looking at this stuff, but I can't find it. It's too far up. But oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, so this is how it went. I was like, you were talking about Okami in Dead Cells, and I said what I miss, and I was like, what are we gonna do with all this news? And I brought up the Pokemon thing, which we'll talk about in a minute, which is kind of like the big story, and then talking about Star Fox, and I was like, what are we going to do with all this news? And you're like, most of them are Nintendo rumors. I poured rivers of grains of salt on them. And I said, you say salt. I say, woohoo. And then I sent you this weird cartoon of a guy with his thumb up.
Yeah.
Like and then you sent me this salty picture of a basketball player giving like mean mugging.
Yeah.
And then I was like, here's what I think of your salt. And then I put the picture of like a gif of LeBron James throwing the powder up in the air. Which, if you're a basketball fan, he's been doing that for about 15 years. And then I put a couple of, like, snowboarders and skiers crashing with all this snow going everywhere. And then there's Shaq with foot powder going, and, like, squeezing the foot powder. And then I posted that picture, or the gif from White Chicks, where he's literally powdering her face. It was a good time. You had to be there, guys. It was a good time. Trust me, it was funny. It was funny when it happened. It's still funny now, but anyways. But yeah, my project is the website for the next couple weeks. I am planning on making time to play games at some point. Although this weekend is still pretty busy as well because we're going to see Aladdin, the Broadway musical. It came to Cleveland, so we're going to go up to Cleveland and see it on Saturday. Pretty excited for that. Don't worry, squad goal is still happening. It's happening. So I don't be all tired and stuff, and I'll be like, bye. Squad goals.
At least walk her to the bed, lay her down, and then.
Oh, I know what to do. I'm just like, we got to finish Halo. I'm so excited to finish Halo 5.
Yes.
And then next week is State of Decay 2. All weekend. Oh, that's gonna be fun because my brother-in-law is gonna join us. And we're gonna have a 4-player. We're gonna be able to do 4-player Fortnite and State of Decay 2.
This is going to be it. Can we do the Gears of War 4 hard mode?
Probably at some point. Probably we can probably try.
Okay. Because we didn't get a chance to do it with Jesse, and we kind of want to see what that fourth person. At least I'm like, look, if we get to wave 5 and call it an episode, we'll be good.
I got 3 episodes out of the episode we recorded the other day, so
dude, we was handling that, and then we had a problem in a few ways. We got the wave 10, it was just like, oh dang nabbit.
yeah. So, man, what a good time. Squad Goals has become such a fun thing to do, and Royale with Cheese. It's been such a fun thing to do, and like, I'm gonna miss it so much when this baby comes. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm gonna miss it so much. But you know, I'm giving you and Jesse the keys to the kingdom, to the YouTube page. If you would ever accept the email, Ed, that I sent you like a year and a half ago.
I don't think you ever sent it to me.
I'll resend it to you.
Did you send it to my Yahoo or?
I don't
Because
know.
my Yahoo been acting goofy with this email. I'm sorry, everybody. Let's get into these news bits. We'll
Yeah.
talk offline.
Yeah, dude, if this is people's first episode, then they've been missing out. Okay, I mean, this is what people expect from us. But yeah, we'll get into some of these news bits. There's not a whole lot of news, but there's a lot of quote unquote leaks and rumors to talk about.
Yes.
But we will get to the news first, since we're good podcasters. News is more important than the rumors. Rumors are just fun to talk about. Let's start with this success story. This comes from Nintendo Today. The indie game Owlboy made a profit on Switch in just 24 hours. Nintendo Switch has been an absolute hit with indie developers who are flogging to release their game on the console. And the recent indie game Owlboy shows why. The game made a profit on the Switch within just 24 hours on the eShop. One of the developers behind the game revealed the news during a Reddit AMA, saying, "We don't have numbers from remaining platforms yet, but Owlboy turned a profit within 24 hours of its launch on the Switch alone, taking us by complete surprise." And then he made a little something. I don't know what that means. It bodes really well for funding our future projects. Nintendo's push to get indie developers has paid off greatly. There are now hundreds of indie titles on the Switch, ranging from small exclusives to popular multi-platform indie titles. Owlboy is a platform adventure game which was developed by Norwegian studio D-Pad Studio. The game is famous for its long development time, which started in 2007 and was finally completed in 2016 with a PC release. Switch version was released earlier this year. So, congratulations, D-Pad Studios.
Yeah.
Good job. Proud of you. That game.
Yeah.
Haven't played it. I'm sorry.
A lot of people are saying that with a lot of indie games or just gaming in general, a lot of people want it on Switch, you know. And we talked about success stories from a lot of developers. And I remember, and we're going to move on, I know, before, like when the Switch came out and there was some indie developers complaining that they didn't get their development kits and you know they just had words for Nintendo and was upset. It seems all of that kind of have went away in a sense, and people who do put a title out on Switch, it might not sell a lot, but it does make them a profit and it does get them recognition for it. Over if they put it on any other system, nothing is being said about it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But anyways, we've seen that story crop up multiple times across multiple games, and that's good that because Nindies are kind of filling that third party hole that the Wii U kind of lacked, and it's with the prominence of indie development now, it's kind of a cool thing that like the Switch is becoming, kind of what the Vita was for a little bit, was that house to like a bunch of cool indie titles, and now making their way over to Switch with the support of first party, like
right.
It's just the whole package, and third party jumping on board too now. It's just like woo, Wolfenstein 2, can't wait. I know it's not. I know that's not the way to play that game, but I'm gonna play it that way anyway. So,
43 gigabytes. Ooh.
20? Isn't it only 23?
43.
No, I think it's only 23. I thought
they had 43.
Okay, well, I believe you for now. I don't really feel like looking it up right now. Anyways, there's this cool thing happening at E3, Ed, where you know how they're opening it to the public for a second time, or the second year in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo booth is always the most popular, always, obviously. Yep. This comes from Game Informer. You need to register to play Super Smash Bros. At E3. E3 open to the public again this year. Nintendo is applying the principles of other fan shows and requiring registration for its biggest announced game at the Los Angeles event. In order for fans to play Super Smash Bros. For Switch at E3, they have to register with an electronic ticket given a week before the show begins. This ticket allows people to show up at a registered time and play the game for their allotted time slot, much like ticketing at a package convention like PAX would work. In order to get a ticket, there was no registration at PAX. I guess there were special events you could register tickets for. I was like, what are you talking about? In order to get a ticket, you will need to register for E3 by May 31st. On June 5th, an email will go out to registered attendees to register for their time to play the game, which will be made available in the form of a QR code for you to pull up on your smart device or print out on a piece of paper. This is the only game at Nintendo's booth that requires registration, but no less be the biggest game there. This seems like an effort to curtail lines for what will likely be Nintendo's most popular game at the show and avoid people waiting in line all day to play a game for one match. Nintendo's E3 showcase will be on Tuesday, June 12th at 9 a.m. Pacific time, which means noon Eastern, 11 Central. No? Yeah, Central, right? And then 10 Mountain time? Is that I always forget. So. I always forget what that fourth time zone is. So, sorry everybody who lives there. But that's cool. That's a cool idea. That's a good idea. Cuz you know everybody just is like going to flock there to begin with.
Yeah. Everybody's going to want to get their hands on it. So, they need it for it to be more organized so people are not waiting 7 hours just to play one match and then, they miss most of E3. Because I think that was the one thing Nintendo last year didn't expect that. They didn't expect that there would be that long of a line. You would think that people would be just around the center, playing different games. But who would have known that Nintendo would be that popular?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm excited to see. Just think. I know you're gonna say something. What?
Oh, one more thing. Of anyone who's listening, bring your Switch to E3. Nintendo is getting out collectibles.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Bring your Switch.
If you bring your Switch, you could be randomly selected to get an exclusive E3 Switch pin. So yeah, that's cool. So yeah, take your Switch. Man, one day we're gonna get there. One day. Our next story, small story, but we finally got a release date for Okami HD on the Switch. It's coming August 9th. So that's also from Game Informer and every other news outlet ever made. So,
yay.
So it will enable touch controls for the paintbrush mechanic. So that's cool. That's a cool little touch to that. So, yeah. Okami HD. I wonder how much it's going to cost. $19.99, probably.
I hope so.
So,
since there's not going to be no physical, yeah, I'll expect $19.99.
Yeah. So, are you getting it? Or
yeah.
Okay.
I'm getting it. I didn't buy it for One and PS4.
Yeah. Okay. Another game that I'm actually really, really excited for is coming to Switch. Originally for smartphones and then moving over to the 3DS. Layton's Mystery Journey, Catriel, and the Millionaire's Conspiracy DX is Switch bound. This comes from Nintendo Life. Good news if you're waiting patiently on the Layton-based adventure on Switch. Level 5 has confirmed that last year's Layton's Mystery Journey, Catriel, and the Millionaire's Conspiracy. I always thought it was Catrell, but then I heard somebody say it. I was like, oh, that makes sense because there's an I in there. Catriel, which hit 3DS and smartphones last year, will get a Switch port and an extra DX on the end for good measure. remember all the Game Boy Color kind of remakes of games had DX on them? Oh, that was good times.
Yeah.
Like the Link's Awakening one, the DX. Link's Awakening DX, and you could play it on your Game Boy, but there was a color. You could only get one of the dungeons on Game Boy Color. I love that game so much. I hope we get a remake. I hope we get a remake of that for 3DS, or preferably on Switch, but 3DS, because that engine's already there for A Link Between Worlds. I hope we're getting that. So that's cool. The announcement was made in the latest issue of Weekly Famitsu, which is the popular gaming magazine in Japan. It was also revealed that a new port will launch on the 9th of August in Japan. No word yet of an official release date in the West, but it will make it over. It will make it over at some point. So
If it comes to the West, because they probably got to do, of course, localization. It's definitely a day one buy for me.
yeah, definitely. I wonder how it's gonna work because like the puzzles require like either the dual screen functionality of the 3DS or like a vertical mode of the smartphone, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like I wonder how they're gonna transfer that over to Switch. Like, not that like I get it, their game developers are smart. They're gonna do what they need to make this game work on the platform. But like, I don't know. I always felt like the dual screen stuff and the puzzles on the bottom screen, like I thought that was like the big draw of those games. But
We'll see.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Okay, Ed. It's time. It's time to discuss.
Yes.
It's time to discuss what everybody's here. So, I posted something in the Facebook group earlier this week. Nintendo is seemingly going to show off a lot of games in their Nintendo Direct. So, we're going to talk about each one in this post. So, we're gonna go from like, okay, sure, to yes, let's do it. So okay, Pikmin 4, how likely? Okay, so before that, okay, so these are all rumors, speculation. A lot of the stuff was kind of reported on from major outlets. Some of it was leaked through Reddit. Some of it was leaked through Reset Era. I always want to say NeoGaf, but Reset Era. You know, influencer podcasts, all this kind of stuff. So, as Ed would say, rivers of salt. So, these are supposedly 9 of the games that they're showing off. Pikmin 4. How likely? And we're gonna talk about how likely it is to not likely, whatever. So Ed, sorry.
Okay, so Pikmin 4, I would give it 4 out of 5 Yoshis, and that part would be the intro to show to lead everybody in. So everybody, before we go, you might not do the same thing, Corey. When I do reviews and stuff and about things, I do a Yoshi review, because if you get 5 coins in Super Mario World from the Yoshi, you get a 1-up.
Yeah.
So that's good. So the higher the Yoshi rating, the greater I believe it will happen, or the greater it is. The lower the Yoshi rating is, I think it's likely not going to happen. And if I say 0 out of 5, that means it's not going to happen at all.
Yeah. Also, they said a lot of the games are for fall and winter of 2018. They might show some stuff that is not coming this year. Like, you know, a lot of people think there's going to be a Metroid Prime 4 trailer, but we know that's not coming this year.
Right.
And then, so... likelihood that Pikmin comes out this year, and when? Because we know it's been in development since Pikmin 3 launched, right?
It would be out next year. It's not going to come out this year.
See, I think it is going to come this year.
They're going to try to promote Pikmin 4. Because the Pikmin series is a big title to Nintendo. Yeah, people didn't care for the 3DS one, but like for a main game, they're not going to do it to next year.
Yeah, you know what?
They need something for next year.
I was thinking, and I think you're right, but I think it's going to be early next year. I think they show it this year, and I think it's going to come in January.
I think March.
January. I think. You know what? Actually, I think it makes sense to where
March would make sense because it's springtime. So why not take advantage of plants and gardens and stuff and put out Pikmin 4? Market that season for that game.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking that way.
Yeah. I'm thinking like around the time when Kirby came out this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think Pikmin would slide into that slot real nice, because like there's probably not going to be a lot. That spring is always like what's coming out. Sony will probably have a big exclusive in the spring. Days Gone, I think, is probably going to come in March or April.
Yeah.
I think it would be better in February, but March or April. So I think Pikmin's going to slide in there.
Yeah, and I know March is a big thing for a lot of companies because of the fiscal year stuff. So I'm going with March for me.
Yeah. How excited are you for Pikmin 4? Like on scale, I guess a scale of 1 to 5 Yoshi coins.
1 to 5 Yoshi coins. 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I want to see what they do differently. I want it depends on what they show, right? I mean, right now I'm at about a 3.5 or 4 out of 5. Right, I'm sitting right there. Like, I'd be pretty hyped for another Pikmin, but if they show like them going back to just like Captain Olimar and maybe you crash land on multiple planets and you only have time, because like as much as I liked Pikmin 3, I thought splitting up the Pikmin into three characters was a little obtuse. Like, I want it to be a simpler version,
Mm-hmm.
So if they showed just one Pikmin or one character with maybe new types of Pikmin that you had to manage, I think that would be a lot easier for me to swallow than 3 more characters.
I could see an online mode where each person has that own particular Pikmin. So if you guys want to handle the story mode online using Nintendo's online service, for you guys can have your own Pikmin. Like, Corey, you're in charge of all the red ones. I'm in charge of all the black ones. Jesse's in charge of all the white ones, and going from there. I could see that happening for like a separate thing. That way we could handle each of our own tasks to get things done quicker.
Yeah, if it was multiplayer and maybe we don't control our own Pikmin, but we like have to work together to solve puzzles to get parts. Maybe we're stranded maybe the online mode works where we're like stranded in an area and we're all in different parts of the area and we have to solve the puzzles to get to the part and fight a boss together,
Yes.
And maybe like that I think would work. But I don't know. I always have loved Pikmin since the GameCube. Like, Pikmin 1 is one of my favorite games of all time. And Pikmin 3 was pretty good. I think after that Wii remote update that they added, it was a better game. Still the only game I think using the Wii remote is the best option to this day. But yeah, Pikmin 4, I'd be excited. So, all right, Ed, the new Yoshi game.
5 out of 5. We'll see that here. I think we'll get a date and we'll get a title. I believe it's gonna come out in September. If not, they're gonna push it to November.
They're not gonna push it to November because there's a particular title that I think is coming in November that you disagree with me that they would not dare put Yoshi in front of.
We discussed that.
That's gonna be the last title we talk about.
All right, I'm pushing it to November because I think they still want that game since Call of Duty, and pretty much I don't think Bethesda and EA don't drop anything in November. It would be smart for them to put Yoshi out because then that at least would be the big game.
I think it's gonna be August. I think Yoshi's gonna be August, right at the end of summer. I think that would be the smartest place to put it because there's nothing else coming out around there except for sports games. Like it's at the end of summer and it has that, and I know it kind of has like a more of a springish aesthetic, and I know it's like paper cutouts, but it'll be a
good way to end the summer vibe.
Yeah, especially because like Captain Toad and Octopath Traveler are coming in July. And that would be just like a good palate cleanser for Octopath Traveler. It would be just this tiny little platformer that's cute and fun and just like.
But then, like I said, you got Okami and Dead Cells in August.
I know, but I'm thinking of Nintendo.
Nintendo themselves, yeah.
Yeah, because like they're publishing Octopath Traveler, which is strange, but
they don't want that game to come out in any other platform.
I know, and I wonder how long that's gonna stick, but.
Oh, if Nintendo publish it, it's gonna stick forever.
Well, remember they published Ninja Gaiden 3, Razor's Edge, and it ended up coming out on other platforms like 2 or 3 years later.
No, because Ninja Gaiden 3 was already out before.
I know, but they redid it for PS3 because I own it for PS3 also.
I thought it was already out for PS3.
It was, but then they re-released Razor's Edge.
They did?
Yeah, they re-released it for other platforms.
I thought they only did one release of it.
They released Ninja Gaiden 3, and everybody hated it. And then Nintendo went in and published Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge, which was like a beefed up, beefier version of the game, which a lot of people said that's what it should have been. And then they re-released it again 2 or 3 years later when nobody cared about Ninja Gaiden anymore on PS3 and
I had the
360 maybe. I think it might have been both platforms.
It would have been both platforms. That's
maybe.
Yeah. Maybe it might have been a Tecmo deal where Tecmo released it in Japan and Nintendo will publish themselves over here in America. I wonder if it's that kind of and that decision, because if they're publishing on Microsoft or Sony, it's that publishing then is still the contract from the regular one that Tecmo Kobe had.
Yeah.
So that's probably why. Okay, I could see.
Yeah. But Yoshi, how hyped are you for a Yoshi game?
Oh, 5 out of 5.
Yep. Yoshi is going to be fun. I think Yoshi's going to be super fun. I think it's coming out in August. We'll for sure see it dated and titled at E3. I think it's one they get out of the way early in their conference, just because, like, they'll start off with a sizzle reel, and I'm sure there'll be a mixture of games that have been announced and haven't been announced in that sizzle reel. Kind of like, last year Rocket League and FIFA were in it.
Right.
Oh.
Well, I think they're going to kind of give a more in-depth breakdown of the Yoshi game, and like probably show some new areas and moves and stuff, and like tell us the story.
Yeah, I actually went back and rewatched that trailer yesterday, the reveal trailer for Yoshi, and I was like, man, like this game is definitely early in development, but it has a really cool idea, where you can like use the backgrounds and the foregrounds to change the puzzles and stuff.
I'm waiting just for the soundtrack.
Yeah, so I think you unplugged yourself, Ed, but anyways.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. But I think for me, I think this is their August game, and I think it's their August game, because the next game on the list, I think, is what they're going to launch with their Nintendo Online service, is Animal Crossing for Switch. How likely do you think it's going to be shown? Dated, release date?
I'm going to go with 3 out of 5 for this.
I got a theory, by the way. So
I don't think it would be releasing this year. I think they would do it for next year.
I think
only reason why I say that, because I think they're going to do it where they do Switch and 3DS for this game.
See, that part I agree with you, is that it will come to both platforms, and they will be able to talk to each other as well as talk to Pocket Camp. I think all three of them are going to talk to each other. But I also think this is the game they're going to launch their online service with to work out the bugs, because Smash is coming in October. They want to get those bugs worked out on their online service before their biggest game comes out.
And see, I would agree with that.
Plus, before you answer, what are the two biggest holidays of the year in America where animal and maybe Japan? I'm not sure how it works over there, but like, if they get it out at the beginning of October, you have moving into fall, which will change the season. You have a Halloween event you could do, and you have a Christmas event you could do in all three versions of the game.
Thanksgiving too.
Yeah, but I'm thinking more of like aesthetic style things. I guess you could do a Thanksgiving event too, but that's more of like, Thanksgiving's such an American thing, whereas like Christmas is celebrated worldwide, and Halloween, I think, is celebrated. Maybe a lot of the world celebrates Halloween.
It's up and up because even
Yeah.
Christmas is up and up because Christmas is not celebrated in Japan and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Yeah, but I mean, you could still have like a holiday event style thing where like maybe it's themed around Christmas and Hanukkah and a bunch of other holidays, but like it'll just be like the Animal Crossing holiday event where like all these things from all these different holidays could be shown off.
See, the thing about that is that I think they want to get that game where it goes into the summer instead of doing it in the fall, because you wouldn't use anything like Animal Crossing to test the servers. They're going to have a Smash test server online. You know, they're going to look at, I think what they'll do is they'll do Pokken and they would do Splatoon and maybe Mario Kart to see how those 3 games handle online for the stricter test. And if they want to throw in ARMS, they can do that too. But they're going to test that online feature for Smash.
Yeah.
And I think what will happen is that I think Smash will get their beta test in September for a November release for that game.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see. For me, if it doesn't come out like this year in October, it's not coming till next holiday because I think they want to capitalize on the popularity of those events of a Halloween and a holiday event.
Yeah,
you know
that I agree.
So
that I definitely
because
agree.
Like, what they're not gonna New Year's will already pass by the time they would want to get it out in January or February. Like, what's the next big holiday? Like, I mean, St. Patrick's Day isn't really a real holiday. Easter is a very specific type of holiday.
Right.
Like, I think they want to get it out in a way where they can, people can unlock costumes and clothes and decorations and stuff like that. And Halloween and Christmas are like the 2 biggest things. So if it doesn't come out this year, it's not coming out till next fall. And
they probably want to also get those amiibo cards out.
Yeah. Maybe they'll just re-release all of the amiibo from the what was that board game that came out for Wii U? The bad one, the Amiibo Festival.
No, the card game one came from that 3DS one, from that last 3DS.
No, I'm saying the real Amiibo for
the
Amiibo
real
Festival.
Amiibo. Oh yeah, for Amiibo Festival. Yeah.
Ooh, what a rough one. Sorry, but that was not Nintendo's best game.
I have a copy.
I also have a copy. It was $2.99 and it came with an Amiibo. So, anyways, for me, Animal Crossing, I've never been into Animal Crossing ever. So I'm like not thrilled about an Animal Crossing. Like I'm not like, oh no, Animal Crossing, whatever. But like, this might be the first one I ever play. That's all I'm gonna say. So, next up, Fire Emblem. I think we see Fire Emblem. I think it's gonna fit in that Xenoblade Chronicles slot from last year, that first week of December.
I can see that
because I don't think it's a franchise that's popular enough for people to go out and buy for people for Christmas, but the hardcore Nintendo fans will buy it after holidays or whatever. Till like,
they're gonna have a slick trailer for it.
That's another
thing that's gonna sell people.
This better not be like. You know what else somebody said on a podcast, and I would like cry myself to sleep if this really happened. What if they delayed Fire Emblem to next year, but this year we got a port of Tokyo Mirage Sessions?
Oh, I need that.
So that's like a couple different podcasts mentioned that, and I was like, you know what? As much as I want a new Fire Emblem game, I would be okay with that.
Yeah. Now that I would take in August.
Yeah. So, but what about you? What do you think about Fire Emblem this year?
I think 4 out of 5. They will show it at E3.
Think it's a title?
They will have Fire Emblem something. I think it'll come in 2 versions.
No, not that again. No, not that again.
I think they're going to do two versions of it. I can see it coming out in December. Because they're probably going to want to give it its own direct. I don't know what the title would be though, but we shall see.
Well, there's two rumored titles going around. One is Fire Emblem Memories, and one is Fire Emblem Eulogy. So we'll see. Those are the two titles that have been floating around, and my guess is if like I bet this is another one of the games that comes to 3DS and Switch.
Yeah,
because Fire Emblem is too portable to not have on a 3DS, and I'm sorry, like, as much as I want the 3DS to just go away, just go away. Like,
no,
this is one of the games I could see coming to both. Like,
yeah.
or if it's not this version, if it's not the Switch dedicated version, they will have a side game for 3DS. Oh look, it's the Mish. Hi Mish. So, would you be hyped for a new Fire Emblem?
Oh, 5 out of 5.
Oh, Fire Emblem, please hurry up. Okay, so we're gonna get into these 5 heavy hitters here, and these we're talking about games that, I know there's gonna be games that are announced that we don't talk about here, but these are the ones that have at least pretty official looking logos and stories attached to them. So, and most of them have been announced already. There's 2 that haven't, but Bayonetta 3, likelihood we see it.
Yeah. 5 out of 5.
Trailer, gameplay, release date.
Trailer and gameplay, no release date.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think Bayonetta is going to come this year.
Mm-hmm.
Hype level for Bayonetta 3?
Oh, 5 out of 5.
Okay. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I think that's I think they're pairing Bayonetta 3 next year with Metroid Prime, which is the next game we're talking about. I think they're going to pair that with Metroid Prime and be like, we need major fall releases, and these 2 games are heavy hitters for Switch. So,
yeah.
Bayonetta 3, I think we will get a trailer. I think Bayonetta is not the protagonist in this game. I think we play as someone different, and we are looking for Bayonetta, maybe. And because he said he wanted to explore that in a 3rd game. He said before Bayonetta 3 was announced in an interview, he said, "Yeah, we have been talking about a 3rd game, but what I wanted to do was not have people play as Bayonetta in a 3rd Bayonetta game, which would be weird. Or it's a Devil May Cry 4 situation where part of the game you play as one person and part of the game you play as Bayonetta." I would cry, but yeah. So.
I'm gonna go with your first theory, playing as another character.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say that Bayonetta loses her powers, and now she has to try to get her wish powers back, but that's too easy to do. And Platinum wants this game to be as stylish and as crazy as they could be.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm gonna go with your theory.
Yeah, and just based on the logo and the trailer that we saw, the first trailer, like the logo is the witch logo broken, and the crack looks like a 3. So like that's a theory I have. So also teased during the Bayonetta 3 thing, Wonderful 101 port.
I was gonna just say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can see that.
Same level right here.
Yeah. So, okay, Metroid Prime 4. What do you think we see? CG trailer, gameplay?
Gameplay.
You think you think we see gameplay?
Then we get gameplay and voiceover.
Okay. Dated next
year.
Okay.
I think it'll say 2019.
Do you think we'll play as... No, I'm just kidding. Dude, if you weren't playing as Samus in this game, people would flip out. People would flip out.
You know what? I would be down for it.
Look, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't... I mean, as much as I want to play as Samus, but like after the Metroid Prime Federation Force fiasco, which still stand by, pretty cool idea for a Metroid game. still want a multiplayer Metroid game like that on Switch. But if you do not play as Samus in a Metroid Prime game, you're gonna get flamed. Like,
then they'll just be flamed. You gonna buy the game or not? Do you think Nintendo's gonna stop doing it? Yeah, I would be down for a new bounty hunter, trying to find Samus, and that her old equipment and everything were clues to find out what happened to her.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind. I don't think they're gonna do it. Honestly, I just don't think they're gonna do it. No, they can't. I wouldn't mind it, but the vocal minority would be so up in arms. I don't know. I think Metroid Prime. I think Metroid Prime 4.
Mm-hmm.
Gameplay shown, a little bit of CG, maybe like a cutscene or something. Dated. It just says 2019. I think they want it to be their big fall game, but I don't think they want to like give you a release date and delay it, because they've been pretty good about not delaying games so far. So
I think that evil Samus from 3, the corruption, I think the corruption comes a revised Mother Brain.
Yeah, I could see Mother Brain coming back. I think they want this to be as big, grand scale appeal to a Western audience as much as possible. I really do. I think you're going to see more action in this game than you have in previous games, which isn't really a Metroid-y style game. I think you're going to see Metroid elements like backtracking and puzzles and stuff. I think there's going to be a lot more puzzles than a normal shooter, but I feel like this is going to be more shooter than puzzle.
Hope she gets a wall run. I know a lot of people don't care
like
for that. Like Titanfall.
Yeah.
I can actually see her wall running, but her boots stick to the ground. Now it's a different perspective that you could play.
Or what if her wall run wasn't really a wall run? It was like a hover, and she had little mini jets in her boots. And she just skated across the wall.
That would be cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be cool.
I know.
I would love that.
Oh, it'd be awesome.
Okay, we're not doing another mini block. Go watch that.
I know. Well, I think, yeah. Okay. So, all right, Ed, final 3. Smash Brothers. Hype level.
5 out of 5 we'll see. 5 out of 5 hype.
Release date, when do you think it's coming?
November.
October. I think it's coming in October. I think it's their October game.
It would be a mistake.
Well, that's when Wii U was released. That's when Brawl was released. Was October.
I would give it to because of Call of Duty being November. I would give it to November because there's not a big game there, and if you want a big game for November, if I'm not gonna get that Yoshi game to lead it off, I'm gonna have to get Smash. They're gonna want all that promotion for Smash to come because they know. Think about it, dude. Smash in November. Not only is that good for Black Friday sales, that's good for holiday sales.
And I agree, but I mean, Mario Odyssey released in October, and that was also good.
Right, because everybody's looking forward to it.
Yeah.
You know, even though South Park and Wolfenstein 2 came out, didn't many people talk about it. They finished those games and moved on. Still to this day, you can see gameplay and people doing stuff from Mario Odyssey.
Yeah. Do you think we'll see DLC for Odyssey?
No.
Yeah,
I think we'll see more costumes and stuff.
I think
like stages.
Yeah, like paid DLC, I don't think we'll see. I think we'll see costumes and cool little things that they just keep adding to the game. But yeah, DLC, I think that game is done in terms of like complete game. So
unless they add something with Luigi.
Yeah, but that's not going to be paid DLC. That's just going to be like, hey, did you find all your moons? You can trade them in and play as Luigi and replay the whole game.
No, I think they'll make it just like they did with Mario for Wii U, how Luigi got his whole game.
Oh, you think it'll just be a remixed version of it?
Yep. If they want to do DLC that way, because if they're doing it for Splatoon, with this expansion. Why not do it for Odyssey with Luigi?
Yeah. All right, Ed. We're getting into our last two games here. There were some rumors floating around on Monday, the day after we recorded Tuesday's episode, about Star Fox Grand Prix being developed by Retro Studios. Star Fox Grand Prix.
A second. Yes. Huh? Oh. Hi.
Hi.
Sorry about that, everybody. My cousin, she was calling me.
Star Fox Zero. Or Star Fox Grand Prix. First, we're doing these next two in a specific way. One, real or fake?
Fake.
2, if it is real, hype level.
0.
Why?
Because Star Fox doesn't need to be in another genre just now. I think Star Fox doesn't have a big of a cast of characters, and
see, here's the thing, though.
Hold on.
Here's the thing.
Hold on.
Cast of characters.
Hold on.
I'm gonna fight you.
Hold on. Hush it. Let me finish. I don't. Star Fox doesn't have a big cast of characters, and they don't have a big enough vehicles in that game to do a Grand Prix. And I don't think it will work if it's just straight. If it's a Grand Prix, because everybody's sticking of F-Zero, people are going to be mad on why they can't get an F-Zero game, and they have to use this to do it as a racing game. I would rather them, if they was going to do a Star Fox game, I would rather them do a remake of 1, in a sense, or do a new Star Fox game in an arcade style.
I wonder if it is real, if this is them saying, "Hey, we're gonna start working on Star Fox now, and this is our first title just to get our feet wet."
It just doesn't fit. It's not Nintendo's model to turn something like Star Fox, because Star Fox, as big as it is, it doesn't have a lot of games in the series and a cast of characters. Now, somebody will probably say, well, what about Diddy Kong Racing? Well, that works for Diddy Kong Racing because Diddy Kong is a side character. He didn't actually grow up with the Donkey Kong series. Mostly all the characters didn't grow up with the Donkey Kong series, because Donkey Kong, you had to rescue. Donkey Kong was in a whole different game before it went to platform, and they just added Diddy Kong and these cast of characters. So Diddy was able to do anything. There, and of course that's rare. Diddy was able to do anything completely different because he was just a new character added to Donkey Kong in this universe after they changed what Donkey Kong used to be.
Yeah. For me, I think it's totally real. I think it's coming, and I think it's gonna be a mix between Sonic Transformed, Sonic Racing Transformed, and Diddy Kong Racing. I think there's gonna be an adventure mode, and I think the on-rail stuff, instead of the typical on-rails Donkey Kong, Star Fox stuff, I think that's where you're like, okay, I gotta win this race so I can advance to the next world or whatever. And I think there's going to be multiple races and multiple missions on different planets. I think there's going to be cool boss fights mixed in with the racing. And I think there's going to be F-Zero characters in this game.
Then probably a lot of people are going to be upset and be like, why not just make this F-Zero?
You know what? I don't care if people are going to be upset. I'm going to be excited.
Okay. Well, we have
Look, we have 4 weeks until we see.
Pretty much, yes.
I didn't think it was real. This game was real until Game Informer and IGN reported on it. And because you get these fan sites okay, I love Nintendo Life and I am okay with Nintendo Today and whatever, but a lot of their stuff is kind of like wishy-washy sometimes. Not Nintendo Life so much, but like Nintendo Today, Nintendo Everything. Like they literally report on everything that they hear, right? And like some of it you really have to be like, okay. But when like big places like GameSpot and Game Informer and IGN report on the stuff, that for me is like, okay, maybe there is something to this, you know. And Nintendo Life too, because they seem to have gotten way more legitimate in the past 3 to 5 years, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, Ed, the big one. I'm so excited. If this is real, Ed,
Okay.
if this is real, Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, rumored to be remixes / remakes / pseudo sequels to Pokemon Yellow for Game Boy on Switch. There are logos from the Pokemon Company. There's a rumor, all but confirmed, that we're going to get a Pokemon Direct this month.
But the Pokemon Company didn't confirm the Direct, right?
No, they have not. But
so no. Okay, so Nintendo and the Pokemon Company has not confirmed anything.
No,
for a Pokemon Direct.
Right.
Okay.
As of this recording, which, you know, as soon as we get off tonight, there's going to be like, oh, tomorrow there's Pokemon Direct at like noon.
Oh, you know me and you are on it. You know good.
Be prepared for a mini block, guys.
I would hit your phone up with so many announcements. Be like, wake up.
I will pull my truck over at work tomorrow and record one straight up. But no, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. Maybe I am. I don't know. Yeah, so this is a rumor that came out of Reddit and then started circulating around the bigger outlets to the point where IGN's Nintendo podcast, NVC, is now talking about it literally on their live stream right now. And to me, I think NVC gets a lot into rumors lately. But, like, I don't know. I think rumors are fun to talk about. But this gives you two versions. This gives you two ways to bring back the G1ers like me. This gives you a way to incorporate new Pokemon into remixed and redone areas that we all grew up loving. But I think this is the version of the game of Pokemon where, remember last winter, they were talking about hiring people that could make high-res versions of the characters from Sun and Moon, right? Like the character models.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is that version. I don't think this is going to be the quote-unquote open-world Breath of the Wild style Pokemon game that everybody wants. I think it's going to be a traditional game. I think there's going to be a mixture of gyms and trials. And I think this is a way to get their feet wet with the system without having to incorporate all 900 Pokemon into one game.
Okay. And this is why I think all of that is garbage and jank. First of all, the Pokemon Company don't really go back and redo old cities. Every time they do a Pokemon game, it's a new city, new characters, and they try to do
every other Pokemon game is a remake. Every other Pokemon game is a remake or a remix.
Hold on. Hush it.
No, every other game. And then you got sequels. You got Black and White 2.
Hold on.
You've got Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Those are sequels.
Can I speak?
No, I'm just debating your point right in front of you.
Hold on. Hush it.
I'm just saying.
I'm saying that they don't go back to those cities when they're doing a new Pokemon. Black and White 2 was unexpected because they don't make a sequel. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon somewhat is a sequel, but it's unexpected. Those are following in the same vein of the same city. But if you look at Pokemon on 3D on the handheld systems, every time they have brought one out, it has been a new city because it's a new game with new Pokemon. Now, they are not going to go back and try to redo a whole game on Nintendo Switch. They want to do a whole new game. They want to do it with new characters so they can put in new features. They want to do new art for new characters and maybe new moves and work on the balance and stuff. They want to do something completely new that they haven't done yet on the 3DS. If Nintendo and the Pokemon Company was planning to do a remake of Yellow, which is pretty much red and blue.
I didn't say a remake.
You did.
No, I said
based off. You said
I
based
said a
off
remix pseudo sequel to Yellow.
Well, they're not going to do that because if they were going to do that, that's going to be on the 3DS because they want to do something new for it. Eevee is not a big Pokemon as a character. Hold on. He's not a big character like Pikachu is because Eevee it's up to the player on how they want that Eevee to turn out. So why would you do Pikachu, who does make sense, but then Eevee, who has three different variations of how you want him to turn out. He evolves into what you want him to be. You want Eevee to be fire, he's gonna be fire. And a lot of people don't talk about Eevee. I mean, they could, but they don't talk about him like they do. If I mention Squirtle or Charizard and stuff like that, people could go all on talking about them.
I think.
But if we talk about Eevee, don't nobody gonna follow Eevee.
I think the only reason why they're doing Eevee, and I think I haven't been involved in Pokemon community for a long time, so I don't know. Mm-hmm. But if you remember in Yellow, when you pick Pikachu, your rival picks Eevee. I think that's the only reason why this holds a lot of weight.
But that wouldn't make sense for them to put that on Switch, then put that on 3DS. Of the Pokemon,
I think
it would. I mean, it would. To me, it would make perfect sense and business wise that they make a brand new game for Switch and not retread anything that they have done for the past to put on a system like that.
To counter your point,
mm-hmm.
I think if Nintendo wants a Pokemon game out on the Switch within the first 2 years of the system, which this winter will be that, and they want Pokemon out this winter, I think focusing on a smaller region, focusing on a smaller amount of Pokemon, and focusing on an audience that maybe has picked up a Nintendo console for the first time since Super Nintendo, N64, Game Boy Advance, whatever. Get the G1ers in there. And the rumor is it's going to have Pokemon Go integration, which I don't know how true that is, but
right.
I think there's going to be a lot of push to get red and blue and gold and silver Pokemon in this game. And I think that's what they're going to focus on.
Then put it on 3DS. Don't put it on Switch.
They said there's not going to be mainline Pokemon games on there.
And that's the thing about it. That's anytime they go back, that's not a headline Pokemon game for the Pokemon series. You have to actually if it's going to be a mainline game, it's going to be something completely new. It's going to have new starters. It's going to have new characters, a new region. It's going to have different features in its battle and everything. They're going to do something completely new. Why would you try to go back in the old games to incorporate that, mash them together and do whatever they want to do to consider it as a new game for Switch? They wouldn't do that just to get a game out just because of what year it is. The Pokemon series don't have to be out every year. There's no need for that game to be out in 2018. It just doesn't. It does. It doesn't. It cheap to me personally. It cheapens the product and the quality of the Pokemon series. A big system like Switch is powerful for the 3DS, and you're just gonna throw something together to serve the Pokemon community. Pokemon company Nintendo wouldn't do that.
See, but like I'm the opposite of you, where I think this is the best move they could possibly do right now, and this would make me want to get back into that franchise.
And see, I think I need to keep you away from the franchise until we get an actual update. Well, they could do that. They could do that for 3DS. Do not put it on Switch.
See, I need this game on Switch. Like this would just be the greatest thing to ever happen.
And everybody,
at this point for me,
and that's why I say you still my best friend. You still my bro.
Oh, I know.
We're going to disagree.
Look, we disagree on so many things. Like, it's not even funny. I don't even know how we're friends. But, like, I mean, look, it makes for a good podcast, a good discussion, and a good, people are going to disagree on things. I pretty much disagreed with everything you just said on this podcast. But, like... And I
fully disagree with you.
But, like...
for this Pokemon thing, it's because I guess definitely for me, watching how the Pokemon release games and seeing their moves on how they do stuff with the Pokemon games, they're going to want to do something completely new with this game.
Yeah.
And they want to
I think they
want to.
My theory is they want to do something new with the next generation of Pokemon, but that's going to be where they take the major steps into doing things. Like, they're going to change the way you fight. They're going to change the way you progress through the world. They're going to change the way everything works. The next generation is going to be their Breath of the Wild for Pokemon. But I think they want to get the last bit of nostalgia play out of this series,
and
because
they would do that on 3DS.
I'm saying on Switch, I think they want to do that. I think they want to get their feet wet and learn the technology. Plus, I think they want to put out a product that's going to appease the people who love those original 3 to 6 games, and I think this is the game that's going to do it.
And that's would you say, in trying to get their feet wet to learn the system? That's why this Pokemon game will not come out for Switch. I think it will be out next year, and they're going to go out with a bang with something brand new. I wouldn't want them to put in I don't feel like it's good for them to. They could do that for 3DS because we got Alpha and Omega, and we've seen how great those.
Get 3DS Pokemon out of here! I want my console.
But we seen how good. But we see how good they could do a remake and stuff like that. I just think that with Pokemon, they want to put something. If they want to do something big, Smash is going to take its place for this year. Pokemon will be their Smash for next year. Can
I ask you something? What if you, because like Sun and Moon was like the new gen, right?
Yes.
What if you looked at this like this is their version of the remake of like Yellow, right? Instead of a new thing. What if you looked at it as like every other version of Pokemon has been a remake and every other version has been a new gen? What if this is like they're trying to switch up the formula for their remake version, and like, hey, we just want to remix it a little. We want to do it in this world where, everybody loves, but just remix it a little bit.
They're going to put that on the 3DS.
But they've already said they're not doing traditional Pokemon RPGs on 3DS.
And that's the thing about it. If they're going to do a new game, they're going to get new Pokemon. They're not going to... I mean, there are going to be some old ones in there. And they're probably going to use the Pokemon Bank.
Yeah,
I think they're going to try to do like that. For you can trade and use stuff from your old games. It only makes sense. But they want to go in brand new. They want to bring in brand new Pokemon. They want to bring in brand new starters. They want a whole new town. They want a whole new cast of villains and stuff. And probably online groups of people. They want to go in and really do something new with this Pokemon game. they don't want to make a game feel like the old stuff that feels like it's been cobbled together. That is not the quality Nintendo and the Pokemon Company are known for. And that's just me.
I don't know. I don't think what they're trying to do means that the product isn't going to be quality either.
I mean, but people are saying I want this because it feels like a remix. A remix to me sometimes, a remix in the Pokemon games feels like stuff was thrown together instead of something feeling brand new, because on the way that I follow and see how they release their games. Now, that's why I say on 3DS, completely fine, they could do that because they have a history of games that has done that.
Yeah.
But for a Switch, if they want to go in brand new, they're going to go in brand new.
I know we're hitting that hour and a half mark. I think we're gonna wrap up.
Corey, I don't want to crush your dreams. If it happens,
you say you don't want to, but you're throwing a big boulder right on my chest. It's like you're standing on the boulder yelling that down at me.
Oh, like, but you already know.
Like I'm laying like this on the ground with a giant boulder on my chest, and you're like, I'm not trying to crush your dreams.
I'm not trying to crush your dreams. If it happens, then I will apologize to you. I will apologize to the listeners. I would be super excited for it. I just have my viewpoint on that, but we shall see. Yeah. If you get what you want, Corey, 100% support to you. I'm all in with you.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like, this isn't the most exciting game on the list, and I could care less what they do with Pokemon. But like, I'm saying, if this is real, like, this would be the game that would get me back in. That's all I'm trying to say. But you know, there are other games on this list I'm 10 times more excited for. So, anyways, this has been an interesting and fun discussion on Nintendo Power Block. Remember to like, subscribe, and share on our YouTube page, youtube.com/NGRradio. Check out our new look website, ngrradio.com. Follow us on social media at NGR Power Block and at NGR Radio Podcast.
Yes.
Check us out on Twitter and Instagram at those usernames. Let's see. You can download our family of podcasts everywhere. This weekend is the epic season finale of Pod and Play. Make sure you check that out. I did a really bad job of promoting the shows at the top of the show, and by really bad jobs, I mean just non-existent. Check out Expansion Pack every Monday right here on youtube.com/NGRradio. We have some really, really awesome discussions there as well.
Yes.
So check those out. Check out our family of podcasts here, Nerds Gone Platinum, Arsenal X, and, of course, Nerds Gone Rogue. Ed, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at @RetroCode, and you can check out my podcast, Optional Opinion, on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, TuneIn, and other podcast apps.
Also available on ngrradio.com/partners/optional opinion.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, I just wanted to plug. Just want to make sure.
I didn't know it was up yet. So.
It's not.
Okay.
The page is there, but your episodes are not there. But anyways, you can find me at CoreyNHD on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on a plethora of other content here on Nerds Gone Rogue. Check out our Let's Play shows, Pod and Play. Nindy Showcase starts on June 23rd, so make sure you're subscribed to check that out. Click the bell. Make sure you are getting those notifications from us. Download Nintendo Power Block on your podcast service of choice, although I do know there is a Podbean issue, so I'm trying to get that fixed if you listen on Podbean. What else is there, Ed? I'm missing something. Squad Goals, Royale with Cheese, Pod and Play Season 2 Epic Finale on Saturday. And
NGR Place on that you guys can check out. We me, Corey, Matt, and Moose ended up playing Helldivers, so you guys could check that out. It's kind of weird that only you and Matt is talking. I'm like, what happened to Moose and I?
Oh, it's a good time. it's a good time. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next week, we love you.
Bye, everybody. Woo-hoo.